I'm Brian Tietz, the former Finance Systems Manager at Montclair State University. In January 2013, we implemented adaptive planning with huge success. It really was transformative to our budget and planning process. We went from a combination of using Excel spreadsheets to a homegrown tool, and it really was not collaborative. It didn't allow the ease of layering budget requests. It certainly didn't have robust dashboard tools, things of that nature. It really was only used once a year for the budget process. So using adaptive, it brought the users into the system, engaged in the process, involved throughout the year, tracking the process in that way. And reporting was also a huge game changer as well. So now while at Carlson Management Consulting, I've had the opportunity to build upon the experience in higher education, a lot of the unique aspects of higher education, and take that and help other institutions with similar success. And one of the reasons why Carlson developed the higher ed CPM solution is after doing over 150 implementations and doing many higher ed system implementations, we found that there were a comprehensive set of best practices that could provide for a pre-built solution that would include a lot of the common things that you would expect to see: very robust enrollment planning, financial aid, personnel planning, allow ease of access to bringing in data, and as well as not only having the capability to develop a budget, but also a strategically aligned long-range planning and have it all integrate together. And working with Carlson, we've got just a tremendous team. These are all finance leaders in their own areas, all certified adaptive insights consultants. And so, using this tool, and not only with the higher ed CPM application, it does, of course, provide a savings as well as in time and expense. And most importantly, it provides the leverage for an institution that can bring in some best practices for the implementation. Let me give you a brief high-level overview of Adaptive Insights. So if we first sign into Adaptive, come into a main landing page, which is customizable, but this one does include tips and tricks, any other types of important information to be aware of with Adaptive. I like to first go in and look at a discovery. If we click on Adaptive's main navigation area, we can see there's various sheets, assumptions, which we'll get into, reports, which we'll get into, and then discovery. So if we click on discovery first, and discovery is Adaptive's dashboarding and BI tool. And we've got it broken out by different areas. But if we're looking at this one first, suppose we look at, let's say, endowment balance. And anything within Adaptive allows the capability to drill down. So if we click on here first, endowment balance, we can select Explore Data. We can see it summarized here by quarter. We can drill down in quarter to see a monthly activity. We see that there has View Audit Trail capability throughout Adaptive, so you can track any changes. And then you can also click and find out the actual planning sheet where the data was entered. And so from here you can choose what particular department you might want to plan on. You can plan on the top level, or you can plan on a different more granular level. So if we choose Senior Vice President, and we have the capability to select different types of planning versions. You can create as many as you might like. So right now we are in the 2017 working plan. We've got it broken out here by levels, endowment type, fund, program. We can enter return, track spending rule, and it'll come up with ending balance. So if we come back to Adaptive's main landing page, and let's take a look at some of the income statements. So if we click on income statement, And we see we come to a view that includes your level, departments, fund, program, project, class, and then we've got our tuition and fees, all broken out by accounts. You can just click on the plus sign, and then you can also see where it'll summarize it here on operating margin. But if you're looking for more of a long-term view, you might sometimes want to see it in more of a summarized view. So again, we can go back to income statements. We can click on summarized operating statement. And here we see we're summarizing tuition and fees. Same data, except it's more of a summarized view. It lends itself better for longer range planning. Now, if we continue along, and I'd like to show you an area that's a very common challenge within higher education, and that is being able to layer in budget requests, or sometimes called supplemental budget requests, into the budget plan. So with our instance here, we can, a given department, again, with security, you only see the different area for which you have access to. So facilities can come in here and put in a budget request for a particular period, and then central planning can choose if it's been denied, approved. If it's been chosen as being approved, then it would all roll into the plan. That's the whole idea with this, is that it's layering this into the plan, so it reduces duplicate effort of entering data, as well as breaking down links, which is very common in Excel spreadsheets. And then you can also choose if it's more of a recurring or if it's a one-time type of expenditure. So moving along with that theme, there's what we call major strategic initiatives. So if we select that, and again, we can choose what particular fund program, or if you didn't want to plan at that lower level of granularity, then you could easily choose what area that you would want to plan on. So we've got capital funding sources here. We've got expenditures coming up with the total impact. And then there's a capability to then select the type of initiative and indicate if central planning can indicate if it is indeed strategically aligned, therefore part of an initiative. So if we look at Smith Center, it's marked as status no, which means it's not a strategic initiative, and therefore it would not roll into the plan. But central planning can then come in here and then change that, and then it would roll in here. So that does allow the capability to easily ensure that you are building up your budget that is truly aligned. Then it's got the other important facets you would expect to see: personnel expenses, budget transfers, balance sheet cash flow, Moody's ratios. There's a report section of Adaptive. There is also another area of Adaptive. It's called Office Connect, which is a build-on of the Adaptive report query tool into an existing spreadsheet. But I'll show you the ones which we refer to as HTML type reports generally. If we click on the first one here and we look at long range report, very easily, just simply click on it. It's been built in here. You can choose if you want to run it for the top level, particular department, planning period, plan version. All this is very easily customizable. Reports can be sliced and diced. Select run the report. And here we go. We've got our report. We've got different types of things we decided to pull in here, different assumptions, building in growth factors, but we've got our P&L that we saw before. Very easy then to just click on a number and see how it all comes back into Adaptive. So I welcome you to visit the Carlson website to learn more, or feel free to reach out for a demo.